Kroger, fresh for everyone. Our storm coverage continues at 4:30.
Also a check of the headlines on this Wednesday, including Augusta University and Wellstar, the official merger. Next.
Well, Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller.
And I'm meteorologist Jenna Petracci.
We are tracking, of course, Idalia and its effects here across the CS area. There are many of them. A lot's coming up. We'll tell you a full forecast, what to expect for the rest of tonight and beyond in just a few moments.
Now at 4:30, all eyes are on Idalia. A look at emergency response from both Georgia and South Carolina ahead of severe weather. Your news at 4:30 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4:30.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. We continue with the latest on Idalia. First, we're going to have a live look now at Tampa, Florida, where the storm dumped buckets of rain on the Sunshine State. This is right after the storm went through, and people are now trying to dry out and get back to normal life. But we are still faced with a lot of rain and strong winds here in the CSRA. Our Viper 6 weather team joins us now with what we can expect for now as well as later. Let's toss it over to Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller and Meteorologist Jenna Petracci at the BAM for us.
Yeah, that was an interesting picture of Tampa Bay because they're already starting to see some sunshine.
Yeah,
So the storm's
right
gone.
Yeah.
The storm's gone. They don't have to worry about that. They have to worry about cleanup, and we hope everything's okay for our friends in the South. But Jenna, we've been tracking this thing, obviously for the last few days. Now it's development. One of the interesting parts of the storm is that it's moving at rapid speed. This is like pedal to the metal here.
Yeah, northeast movement right now at 20 miles per hour. That's what we want to see. That means as fast as it's moving in, it's also moving out very fast.
Yeah, which is great news for sure. Let's get right to it. So here's the very latest with Idalia. Wind speeds are at 75 miles per hour. It's 1 mile per hour shy, really two, becoming less of a hurricane. So it's still a category 1. You'll notice all the rain and the weather with this storm towards the north. All right, so we're not out of the woods yet. But as we talked about, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour, that is fast movements for any tropical system. Live Viper 6 is showing all of the rain. You'll notice the heavier, darker colors, if you will. That's the heavy rain. This is tropical rain, so we're not going to expect a whole bunch of severe weather here with this. We will expect heavy rain, certainly some gusty winds, the possibility of tropical storm force winds, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But this is no hail threat at all. Notice as we get street view here, I mean, it's a mess, right? So, I mean, if you're headed home tonight, give yourself a lot of extra time on the roadways because any roadways that typically flood, they're flooded, and then we're talking about all the extra rain that's headed our way. Look towards the south. There's Highway 301 in Slovenia. We have ourselves a flood advisory in effect till 4:45 for Burke County. I think we're going to have a lot more of those as all this rain continues to move from south to north. Sort of a loop here to give you an idea of where this rain is headed. And a lot more to come for sure. Take a look outside. This is from the Augusta Marriott downtown where we look across the river. Normally it's a beautiful picture, but it's hard to see because it's just rain. I mean, it's rained and it's been raining to beat the band for hours on end. Over the last 12 hours, we have anywhere from almost 6.5 inches to Valdosta to 5 inches in parts of the CSRA. As we go through time here, we'll zoom in a little bit closer. Last 12 hours, 3 inches and change of rain in Waynesboro, inch and a quarter in Evans. Again, so the further north you go, the less opportunities of rain. Winds, that's been a big issue. 17 miles per hour sustained at Bushfield, 23 miles per hour in Aiken. How about the wind gust? Well, the gusts are at 36 miles per hour in Swainsboro, 30 miles per hour in Barnwell, and a gust up to 30 in Aiken. Those gusts will continue to increase for the rest of the evening. Let's talk about that and find out where this storm's headed and what we can expect for the rest of the evening. Let's turn it over to Jenna. Jenna?
Well, Tim, we're going to continue to see Idalia move up towards the northeast, and I am expecting it to still remain a hurricane, a weak one, though, at that. Winds at 75 miles per hour, so that's just a couple miles per hour above tropical storm status. But nonetheless, it's possible that a Category 1 hurricane could be just skimming some of our southeastern counties, say Screven, Jenkins, Allendale, and then it will move right along the coastline of South Carolina, eventually weakening down to a tropical storm. But for the remainder of our Wednesday evening, we are under those tropical storm warnings from Columbia County down towards the south, as those wind gusts could reach 73 miles per hour, and that'll be as the center of the storm is moving through, which will be in the next couple of hours. We also have this aerial flood watch, very widespread across the entire area, except for Wilkes and Taliaferro County. They've now been dropped. I'm definitely expecting the highest rainfall amounts with the biggest risk of flooding to be in our southern counties. And same with the threat of tornadoes. That's for Allendale, Screven, and Jenkins County until 10 o'clock tonight, though I do think it will be dropped sooner than that. Overall, county by county, you can see the main threats are to the south of I-20. Biggest concern overall, major rainfall. We have a high chance of some flooding, and that's already what we're seeing now, as Tim mentioned, with all those aerial flood advisories. So coming up, we'll have a look at what you can expect the rest of tonight and the week ahead, so stay with us. But back to you, Dee.
All right, Jenna, we will continue to stay tuned to see what you all have to say in your updates. The Emergency Operations Center in Atlanta is also tracking the storm and is ready to deploy resources where needed. Archie Seshadri has more from Atlanta.
Here inside the State Operations Center at GEMA headquarters in Atlanta, multiple agencies are gathered, including Georgia Department of Natural Resources, Georgia Forestry, Department of Health, coordinating and tracking Idalia. Just a short while ago, we heard from Governor Kemp as well as GEMA's Director Priscelli, where they are monitoring these storms track. It's already made landfall in Florida. And as you can see here, multiple different rooms, the Department of Energy, Agriculture, lots of folks gathering and trying to coordinate resources. GEMA also says they are ready and prepared. They have tarps, they have meal-ready kits, they have supplies, generators ready to go. Counties request that, but at this point, they are requesting people to stay safe, stay indoors, and charge all of their devices. We'll keep you posted on the latest developments, but right now, this is a 24/7 operation where they're gathering their resources, keeping a close watch on Idalia.
Black limited to only the finest in men's clothing.
Hey, Anna Christina here at Jimmy's Home Furnishings, welcoming you to our annual Labor Day sale. We're cutting down on your labor by offering free delivery as well as 36-month no-interest financing or up to 40% off some of our top brands, including Ashley, Liberty, Universal, Parker House, and Brandwell. We're locally owned and operated, so Jimmy and his son Alex are here to help. Located in Grovetown, 2 miles off exit 190 on the corner of Horizon South Parkway. Jimmy's Home Furnishings, where it feels like home.
Ready for a check? That's an open. With high inflation and high cost.
This is a WJBF Live 5/6 alert.
Hurricane Idalia continues to track its way through South Georgia, and here it is as of now. Wind speeds are at 75 miles per hour, but check out its movement. Northeast at 20 miles per hour. That's like pedal to the metal for a tropical system for sure. So it's quickly moving off towards the northeast. The quicker this moves, the less rainfall that we're going to have. But we still have the opportunity for isolated tornadoes. That's still in the mix. So the rainfall opportunities are less. The tornado opportunities still do exist. So here's the path. Again, nothing's really changed here with this path. And again, that's what we like to see. The thinner this cone is, the more certainty we are, of course, with the forecast. So by 8 o'clock Thursday morning, this is over the outer banks of North Carolina, and then it's out to sea for Idalia, and that's the end of that. And for us, our weather will greatly improve for sure. Live Viper 6 shows you can see the swirls here, these bands of rain that will come in. Some of this rain will be heavy at times. We'll catch a break, and then another heavy band of rain will start to develop. Let's go right into the city here, and you can just tell all the nooks and crannies. Every street has some sort of rainfall. Some of it's light, some of it's moderate rain. The issue is also those typical areas that flood. That's what we're going to be dealing with even more so. We had some aerial flood advisories continuing for Burke County. That's since been expired. Jenkins County, this goes for a little while longer, and now even into Barnwell County, another 30-40 minutes for you. Look at Screven County. There's Highway 301. There's Sylvania. Look at all that heavy rain about entering into town here. So that's where I think the heaviest rain will most likely be. These are the rain bands we're going to watch here over the next several hours. Over the last 12 hours, anywhere from 6 inches, 5 inches, 5 and change, depending on where you're at. We'll zoom in closer to the CSRA. Normally, further north we go, the less rain opportunities. 3.7 inches in Waynesboro, 4.2 in Sylvania. I think we're going to add more to that as we go through time here. This is our view over at Bush Field, where I understand the airport's obviously still open. There's just plenty of delays, I would imagine, for sure, with the rain and the wind. Current temperature of 73 degrees, humidity and dew point fairly high. So this is a lot of tropical air. Sustained winds are anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour, some at 20. Wind gust, goodness, up to, we have a 34 mile per hour gust in Aiken, 22 in Sylvania, 22 in Allendale. Those will continue to pick up as Idalia makes its way closer to us. Tropical alert, still have a tropical storm warning for all the counties shaded here in this brown. That means that wind speeds could be up from anywhere from 39 to 73 mile per hour gusts. I think it would be a little less than that. I think anywhere from 39 to 45 is where I'd probably hang my hat with some of these gusts. Rainfall totals for the rest of the day. Again, we're looking at anywhere from 5-6 inches of rain by the time everything's said and done. There's our aerial flood advisories, Allendale, in effect until 7 o'clock, and there will be more added to that, I'm sure, including our aerial flood watch. Although Wilkes and Tanafer counties have been dropped, that's a great indication that the faster this storm moves, the less opportunities there will be for flooding rain. The tornado watch continues in effect for 10 o'clock tonight for the following counties in our viewing area: Jenkins, Screven, and Allendale counties. My feeling is this will not be moved towards the north. I think that will remain to our south. Let's find out what's happening right now. Outside our studios is meteorologist Miller Hyatt. Miller, what are you seeing? Tell us how you're faring so far.
Hey Tim, well, the rain is picking up and so is the wind. I have my anemometer here that is picking up the wind, and we're seeing gusts up to 30 miles per hour, and possibly we could be seeing 40 miles per hour wind gusts here. Bobby Jones, right behind me, we have a river of rain that is now pushing down the highway here into our studio parking lot, and then the rain's also falling down the satellites here. And you definitely want to make sure that you're traveling carefully on Bobby Jones, any area roads that are susceptible to seeing flooding, because we have a lot of rain falling in a short period of time that could cause some road closures due to flooding, so we're going to watch that very closely. But right now we're seeing the heavy rain pick up, also the gusty winds. We have our personal weather station here that's also considering in the wind, also the humidity as well. So we'll be watching all this as the night progresses on. For now, meteorologist Miller Hyatt reporting live outside WJBF News 6. Back to you, Jenna.
Well, let's take a look at what's happening the rest of this evening. 6 o'clock on our Futurecast, still dealing with those heavy rain bands. Of the center of Idalia moves through our southeastern counties. The stationary front will steer Idalia out to sea. We're done with it by Thursday morning. The rest of Thursday, we'll see gradual clearing by the afternoon, plenty of sunshine later on. Showers and storms staying to our south. I'm not expecting a single drop of rain over the next several days to come. Looking closer at home now, bands of heavy rain that are now in our southern counties will be pushing up towards the northeast, hitting places like Saluda, Aiken. This continues to rotate up towards the north. Then by 8 o'clock, our southern counties finally getting a break, still dealing with that rain off in the Midlands. Western counties drying out, and by 10 o'clock, we're pretty much entirely done with this. Just a few spotty showers up to around midnight. So here's a breakdown county by county, what you can expect. If you're in our central counties, 2 to 5 inches of rain, but 6+ inches possible south of, say, Burke County. Also that isolated tornado threat, but it is very low. The good news is that we will get some drier and cooler air moving in after Idalia. Labor Day weekend looking fantastic. Highs only in the 80s, lows in the upper 50s. So a little bit of a taste of fall as we go into the first week of September. Lows tonight, though, still warm and muggy, upper 60s and even some low 70s. Highs tomorrow topping off in the low 80s, around 10 degrees below average. Your 10-day forecast showing those 80s over the next several days to come. Plenty of sunshine, getting back into those low 90s next week. And we'll be right back.
Every day